Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the new and improved Owen the Talkinator channel with a new and improved show called Owen and AJ Talks. I'm Owen Finch. That means, that means you're
AJ Talent, and this is a show where we talk, and we're Owen and AJ. There you go.
So this essentially is going to be basically all of the videos that we've ever done. It's going to be the same thing, except now we have a show name for it, which is great. You know, I like having a show name now. You know, but last time you saw
were just whatever the fuck.
Yeah, last time it would just be whatever video we're doing or whatever. We're now, we're now in the big leagues. Everything's really well produced now. We're not doing this on Skype anymore. It's just go watch the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel. This is basically what these videos are now, and this is actually a good time to launch this because I noticed this yesterday. I don't know how long this has been a thing, but this channel is now at 700 subscribers, so it's a good thing we're starting to do videos again now and stuff. So
yeah, 300 from 1,000. Let's see if we can bump it up.
I know I'll get like a big thing too if we bump it up too. I'll get like I forget what it's called, but I'll get like a award or whatever. But
nice.
So there you go. But yeah, so oh damn.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I was like, oh cool, you get one for 1,000. I knew there was 100,000 and a million.
I thought it was 1,000, but we're doing a new thing, a new like series. If this takes off, we'll keep doing it. If we like how this goes, you're gonna mainly be the host for this because the thing we're doing this for, you've watched the whole show. But
yeah, this is we because me and Owen have known each other for a long time. We kind of just like get osmosis from watching shows around each other.
Yeah.
So in the future, we planned on like you've seen Walking Dead. I've just picked up a little bit from like you and like being around other people who've seen the show.
And then
for this is probably the one I'm most excited for because it's one I'm very familiar with, and one that you've like just seen through me just because we've like known each other for so long.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be this is the Ben 10 guessing game, which pretty much means I'm gonna try to guess everything in Ben 10. AJ has all his notes. He has a list of questions down. I'm obviously gonna try to guess other things. Let's just also say this. It's the same thing with Walking Dead, where I've seen some of this show. I've seen some of Ben 10. I've seen some of Alien Force. I've seen some of what's the one after Alien Force?
Ultimate Alien.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I don't
think you've seen any of Omniverse. But I'll ask you some questions for that just because.
Yeah, but I'm basically gonna try to guess the whole universe. I think how it's gonna work is you're gonna ask the questions. He sent me like a photo of some things and stuff, and then what? I'll just try to guess anything else I want to guess and that type of thing.
Yeah. I have stuff of like you'll guess the characters, some plot lines, some like random episodes like that aren't really related to big plot lines. And of course I'll ask you like what are your favorites for like favorite characters, favorite aliens, favorite whatever.
Yeah.
And of course we'll also like talk about some experiences we have with it because I know you annoyed the fuck out of me as kids playing those Ben 10 games on the CartoonNetwork.com.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So just fun stuff like that. So I guess, and of course, at the end, if you want to just like, like say anything you remember that like we didn't get to during this, feel free.
Yeah, I don't know how long this video is gonna go. It could go a half hour, it could go an hour, it could go 20 minutes. I don't know how long it's gonna go, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
so it's
a long show, so I'm sure we could, at least get a half hour out of it.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, when I'm not even gonna know some of these answers. Like probably a lot of people are gonna think, so how are we gonna know if he gets this right? You're gonna have to watch when we actually start reviewing the show, so that way I know I know the answers and stuff like that. Because AJ's not gonna really tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's gonna be just kind of like okay. So I could look like
okay. I thought I was gonna have to tell you if you were horribly incorrect or not, but I guess I'll leave it a mystery.
Yeah. But yeah, so I could look like the biggest idiot in the world, or I could look like the smartest person in the world. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
let's get started.
So, Owen, question number 1. Who is the main character of Ben 10?
The main character technically is Ben. I would say Ben's definitely the main character. He's the one, that gets the Omnitrix. He's the one that they focus on. There was one other guess, because technically, when you say main characters, I would also say his cousin Gwen would be another main character, since she's in about like every episode and things like that. She has been also someone that I remember when I would watch the show, they build a story around and stuff. I obviously now, if you're just saying regular Ben 10, I would say also his uncle Max would be a main character. But I remember in the universe, like obviously he becomes a recurring character, like an Alien Force and things like that. But if we're just saying one main character, I'll say Ben is the main character.
That is incorrect. It's Jimmy Neutron. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you're right. It's of course, it is Ben Tennyson himself.
Mm-hmm.
A little fun trivia for you all. Ben is rarely called Ben 10 in Ben 10.
Yeah.
Like, they don't call him Ben 10 till Alien Force, I think.
Okay.
But it's weird because, like, some characters will, like, act like people call him Ben 10. We'll get to him later, but Kevin calls himself Kevin 11. Kevin 11. Which is weird because, again, he's saying that, like, see, you're Ben 10, Kevin 11. But, like,
yeah, so now you're jogging my memory here, because I remember when we watched this as kids, the original was called Ben 10, is he only had like 10 aliens on the device and all that type of stuff that he could turn into. Obviously that changes, I remember, because like Alien Force really changes that. He's able to like turn into like a lot more and things like that. Now that you said the name Ben Tennyson, I remember that's why the show's also called Ben 10 a little bit.
Right, yeah.
His last name.
Part of his last name, yeah.
Yeah, so.
There's a lot of 10s in this, in Ben 10, you'll notice.
Yeah.
And, you were correct that Gwen is another main character in it for pretty much all of it. And Max isn't his uncle, but yeah, you're right. He is the third main character of the show.
Oh yeah, it's his grandfather. I don't know why I always think it's his uncle. I don't know why I always think it's his uncle. The last time we had a conversation, like off air type of thing, I always think it's his uncle for some reason.
Yeah,
and maybe because of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man, like
Uncle Ben, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably why too. So, Oh,
this is off topic, but I wanted to bring it up. In middle school, I had a friend named Parker. Yeah. And I would, he looked like Peter Parker, so I would always call him Spider-Man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's funny.
And one day he was at a school, and I asked the teacher, like, "Oh, what happened to him?" And she was like, "Oh, his uncle died." And I was like, "Oh, really? That's sad." Yeah. And when he came back, I was like, "Hey, sorry about your uncle." And he's like, "Thanks. Yeah, my Uncle Ben was a really nice guy." I was like, "You guys,
my gosh,
shitting me!"
And you can't laugh about it too.
I wanted to laugh so hard, but I had to be like, "I'm sorry for your loss, man."
Yeah, that's funny. The fact that
I was like, "You got to be shitting me."
Yeah, how does that? Did he even know about Spider-Man or anything like that too, or like?
No, he didn't know much about him. So I thought that was extra funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny that we brought up Spider-Man because Ben 10 is very like comic inspired. A lot of of course, the whole superhero thing.
Yep.
And so I guess that would be a good time to bring up the a big reason why Ben was so popular, in that is the aliens.
Yep.
And of course, the show is about Ben at first gets 10 aliens, and then of course it increases as time goes on.
Yeah.
But do you remember the first alien that Ben ever turns into?
Yeah, I am trying to think of, because obviously it's an accident. I remember how he gets the Omnitrix. Like a meteor or whatever falls from the sky, and then the Omnitrix gets stuck to him. He can't get it off. And I assumed, obviously, he turns into it by accident. I know one that's not. It's not the wild beast, the one with no eyes. As I remember, that's late. That's like later on type of thing. That's like when he found out he turned into different aliens. I think. I don't know. I don't think it. I remember there's an alien called Four Arms. I don't think it's him. I'm gonna say it's the fire one.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So
people ask, job. And a little common thing with Ben 10 is that for the first 3 series at least, the first alien Ben turns into is the fire one.
Okay.
So in Alien Force, his first alien is Swamp Fire. And in Ultimate Alien, his first alien is Ultimate Swamp Fire.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool that he turns into like a heat alien every time. So that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
That's a interesting thing. So how old is Ben?
The easy answer would be to say 10, but I feel like that's too easy of an answer. Well,
Owen, you forgot that this show was made for children. Yes, he is 10 years old.
Okay, I was gonna say like he was like 12, too, because that makes sense too. Because I remember he's 15. I think like he's 14, 15.
My next question is how old is he in the next show? But yeah, you're right, 15.
So I didn't know the time, obviously the time skip or anything. I wanted to say he was 12. I thought like 3 years went by type of thing. But yeah, I guess 10 does make sense. I feel like 10, I thought 10 would be too easy of an answer to say too, because that's like an obvious one type of thing, Ben 10 type of thing. Like that's like the answer they would expect you to say type of thing. So, but yeah, 10 years old, yeah, that does make sense. And then 15, he's 15 in Alien Force.
Yeah, he's 15 in Alien Force, and then like a year, and then like over that show, like a year passes, so he's like 16 in the next show. And
then I would say, what's the next? Because there's an Omnitrix one afterwards, right?
Yeah, there's a 4th one.
Okay, so if a year passes in that one, I'm gonna say 60. Maybe there's another time skip. Is he 17 at the start of?
No, surprisingly, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but he's still 16 in Ultimate Alien and Omniverse. Even though I'm pretty sure that like that's not possible.
Yeah.
Like a year would have had to have passed with the number of episodes.
Yeah.
But, Ben 10 kind of stopped caring about like timeline around that time.
Yeah, because especially too, it's not. It's not like SpongeBob where he stays the same age. Like you don't know.
Right. Yeah. Ben's always like getting older. It's always like a continuous thing.
Yeah. Like even
like in SpongeBob, every episode it's kind of like its own thing. Like the world ends in a couple episodes and it's just like fine after.
Yeah. I mean, even in Fairly Odd Parents, even though there's like episodes like Timmy stays like 10, there's episodes where they always say it's his birthday or something. So like he doesn't stay 10. They still say he is 10, but like at least they'll say, okay, it's his birthday, like here type of thing. So
or it's like a Family Guy thing where they'll be like, hey, look, it's Stewie's first Christmas, and he's like, again?
Yeah, it's like a joke.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I guess in Phineas and Ferb that was kind of weird because it was like summer for how long in that show?
Yeah, for like a million years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Although Ben kind of has a little bit of that issue because in the first show it's like over one summer, like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
And it's like, how fucking long is the summer vacation?
I know. Yeah. I do remember that, yeah. And then I remember too, it's like summer vacation ends during like the live action movies. Like, yeah, you got to go back to school tomorrow. It's like, yeah, you've been too late on that. You've been at school for like what? When did that movie come out? Like 5 years after the show or something. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's funny you brought up the live action because I was gonna say so. The first show is about a road trip, but after the road trip is over, they return to Ben's hometown. What is the name of Ben's hometown?
Oh, I have no idea. And I'm not gonna get it right either.
Oh, because you remember the live action movie, so I thought maybe you would remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the hometown though. I know they spent a lot of time there in Alien Force and everything like.
Yeah, that becomes like the main setting later.
I want to be dumb. I want to be funny and just say Amity Park, but that's like way off. That's a different.
A different teenage superhero.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Omnitown, but it's probably that's wrong. But I have no idea.
No, it's Bellwood.
Bellwood. Okay, I never would.
Yeah, I never would have gotten that. That's fine. Although, since we're on the movies, what's up?
That's the first. I think that's the first question I've gotten one technically. Well, no, I got his age.
You got everyone pretty much right so far.
I was just saying I got his age wrong, but luckily, you cut me off before I could say 12, so that was so.
Yeah. See, it's funny. I thought that question would be like a freebie. You know, like, come on. He's got 10 aliens. He's 10. His last name's Tennyson.
Again, I didn't want to say 10 because that's like too. That would have been like Well,
and you forgot I watched the show when I was 5.
Yeah. So.
Or I was about 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So since we're on the live action movies, do you remember the name of the 2 live action Ben 10 movies?
So I think I've only seen one of them. The one where he's 10. I don't think I didn't even know there was another one. I remember the plot. Is that one of the questions too?
Yeah, you can. No? Yeah, I was gonna ask you like what are the plots of some episodes, so you can say it here if you want.
I remember the plot. I don't remember exactly the plot of the movie, obviously, because I remember. Let's just say you want the best. Sometimes like keeping I've taken care of your DVDs, so I think it would skip a lot. So
yeah.
So and I remember I think it skips at like an important part of the movie you have to see. I think. Obviously, I do remember it's like him transitioning like back, obviously to being in school and everything like that. I remember like his obviously his grandfather. I almost said his uncle again. But his grandfather's like part of like this group. I remember the group changes a lot, but I remember like you find out the principal's in on the group, which is funny because he gives them like a detention like later on, like earlier, and then you find out later on that like he's in this group with like Max and all that type of stuff. I remember.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm surprised you remember that.
I remember he sees all these people like in real life and stuff. Like we see these people, like it's like a red herring type of thing. Like you'll see these people like throughout the movie, but then you find out later like that they're all like in a group.
Part of the organization. Yeah. Do you remember the name of the organization?
I don't. That's why I'm like I almost said like the gym, not the gym leaders, but like gym badges. But that's a Pokemon then, so that's like
honestly, you're kind of close. Where it's like something mundane, like a gym.
Yeah. Okay. But I remember, I don't remember exactly the plot. I remember they try to do something with the Omnitrix, and I remember something weird happens where like Ben becomes evil. He turns into like a grown up or something, and then like which is weird. I don't know how that happened, but that did happen. I don't think
Ben's always changing forms, man. It's always something weird going on with Ben.
I don't know if it's necessary.
So it's like, Ben turned into a toilet. Oh well, fucking must be Tuesday, I guess.
But yeah, like I remember, like I don't remember exactly the plot, but I remember the of the movie. But I remember like the big thing is like but I don't know the name of the movie. I was
gonna say if you remember the name of the movie, that probably could be a good hint on like what a big part of the movie is.
I'm gonna say like Race to the Omnitrix or something like that.
You got the first part right. Can I just tell you what it is?
Sure.
Race Against Time.
Race Against Time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So did he turn it? I mean, I guess you don't want to tell me. Obviously, I get. So was that like him in the future then that came back, like when he turned evil or something? I'm like, no,
I guess you'll find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
But speaking of futures, there were a couple episodes where Ben goes to the future. Do you remember what his future self was called?
I don't remember what his future self was called. But
because he's not called Ben 10 anymore in the future.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, really? That was like my favorite episode as a kid. So I thought
I did see it though too. I did see it, but I haven't seen that episode. But the thing I do remember about that, because we've talked about it, is like the future he goes into isn't necessarily like the same future though. Like I remember obviously an Alien Force, like the Ben 10 from the past. In the original show, like sees him and he's like all confused about it stuff. Like we find out there's like different versions of the future. So instead of like the butterfly,
we have talked about that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember like which I kind of like. So like Ben, even though Ben goes to the future, like he like if he goes back in time and tries to prevent that future, it doesn't necessarily prevent it. It just creates like a new timeline. But that timeline was still safe, which is I actually kind of think that's cool, like it type of thing. It's something different to do, like timeline. But yeah, I don't remember what he's called in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you remember You remember a lot of the stuff that I didn't think you would, so that's really cool.
So are you going to tell me his name, or do you want me to wait till we actually watch that episode?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you. Ben 10,000.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
Yeah. That was
no, Ben's real creative.
That's a bit. I feel like that was you threw that as a twist too. You didn't think I would. I now I remember hearing that. Now that now
I was
that
like,
you've said
surely
it.
he'll get it this time.
Yeah, but I was thinking like, there's no way he would have kept it the same. Like I thought he would have completely changed his name, but nope.
Yeah. I want a future series where Ben's an adult and he's like, it's a little weird to keep calling myself Ben 10. What should I call myself now?
Yeah.
Ben 10,000. Got it. I'm a genius.
Now was this when he goes as a kid and sees like his adult version when we see this happen, or is this
Yeah. Well, he
Okay.
sees him. He sees his future self a few times. Like first time is when he's a kid.
But okay. I remember too in that episode, like the new trick that Ben learns is like he's able to change him from one alien to like another, like while he's an alien. Because I remember a big thing is Ben couldn't do that before, and he was able.
Oh
to do
yeah. His like future self can just like tap the watch and change him.
Yeah. Because I remember a big thing that happened. I think we're gonna find it annoying when we first watch it. Is like Ben could only stay alien for like a certain amount of time. Like the watch would time out.
Yeah.
And like
Oh
you
yeah.
couldn't go alien.
I wasn't gonna say this question, but how long can Ben be an alien for?
I'm gonna guess like 10 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You see, it's clicking. By the time we get done with the Ben 10 episode reviews, you'll be like in a string jacket repeating 10 over and over.
I know 10. Well, there was a wrestler that had a 10 gimmick, so
Oh yeah.
No different here, but yeah. Maybe now we know where that wrestler got that gimmick from. Maybe he was watching a lot of Ben 10
he was an
at the
avid
time.
Ben 10 fan.
But yeah, so 10 minutes. Wow, that's
although it's like inconsistent. Like sometimes the show it says it's 10 minutes, but it's whatever the fuck the episode wants.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like there's been times where it was longer than 10 minutes. I'm like, okay,
oh yeah,
I feel like
although like the watch is like weird. Like in one episode, he got like stuck as one alien for like the whole episode.
Okay.
Oh, and so because like the watch will like malfunction sometimes.
Yep.
And a big malfunction is a plot line that happens. You already know the alien that causes that, right?
Mm-hmm. That's Ghost Freak.
Yep, Ghost Freak.
Now is he one of the aliens you sent me? Because I remember you sent me like some of these aliens. I don't think.
No, he wasn't one of the aliens I sent you.
Yeah.
Because I already knew you knew him, so it's like.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like he's kind of like an easy alien to kind of pick out too when you send him over too and stuff. So.
Yeah. So do you remember anything about him, like any episodes with him, or do you just remember that like he was bad?
I remember he was bad. I remember there was an episode we watched. I think that might have been something you watched without me. I think not the show itself ended, but I'm pretty sure that happened like you probably saw that episode without me, and then we just because I remember some episodes when I'd sleep over your house, I would watch like an episode, and I remember there's an episode where it shows him bad, but I don't remember.
You don't remember like the context. You're just like, oh wow, he's a dick now. That's weird.
Yeah, but I just remember that he is bad now, though. So I do remember there's an episode where he shows up and stuff as like a bad guy and stuff. But obviously, I don't remember the context. I think I saw that episode like the one time and all that type of stuff.
Okay, yeah. So you don't remember like the whole like storyline and whatever. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I like to be surprised on that one. So
yeah. Although I do remember we had this talk before. There's like an episode when he's a teenager that they like reference Ghost Freak because something similar happened.
Yeah, but it's not like the same thing type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to like say what you remember about that, or do you like not remember much?
Yeah, I remember he's dating somebody, at the time.
Yeah,
I remember too because this is like a character too. Like it's not like it's like a girlfriend he had like that one episode. Like it's a character that was built up through for a while and stuff.
Yeah, she was in the show for a while.
And then I remember like he would go to turn into like that, like an alien, but he would turn into like the alien. Obviously, that has the issue in the Alien version, in the Alien Force version of the show. And then he mentioned, a few years ago I had a problem with one of my aliens, and I think he was worried like that was what was going on pretty much. But I remember, I guess we should have said this if you haven't seen the show. This is the spoiler version type of thing, but
Oh, I mean, of course it's spoilers because you're like guessing stuff that happens in the show.
yeah, but I remember like we find out that alien is pregnant, but so it wasn't actually like an evil thing. Like the alien was not
Yeah,
pregnant,
so
but
Ben
like
was like a teen mom, basically. Yeah.
yeah, which is and I remember like Kevin makes fun of him for it pretty much. So
Yeah. What a weird day. Ben gave birth in front of his girlfriend.
yeah, well that wasn't the episode too, like where they just started dating, right?
No, they had been dating for a little while.
I remember there's an episode where they go on a date and like Ben tries to hide the fact that he like can go earlier, but like it got to a point where he couldn't hide it anymore.
Oh yeah, so wow, you remember that episode too? Wow.
I don't remember like obviously the specifics, like how she obviously I remember she finds out, but I just remember like I don't remember exactly how she finds out, like if she sees him turn or like the villain just shows up and he has to like basically oust himself and type of thing. So
yeah,
I do remember like she finds out the same episode that they start dated and stuff. So
yeah.
she obviously liked it. She obviously liked the craziness enough to stick with him that and all that type of stuff. Like
yeah. I mean, we're gonna get to that episode, so I won't go into like the plot details. But yeah, when she found out he was an alien, she was just like, "Oh, that's cool."
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if I was dating someone and it's like, "Oh, you have superpowers," that is awesome.
Yeah. But it's like cool though. Like I do like that Ben doesn't try to like, because I remember in the Spider-Man 2 one, like Ben like Peter Parker tells Mary Jane like he basically doesn't want to date her because of the risks behind it. I remember Ben does not necessarily that way. Like he's kind of
Ben's like, "Fuck that! I'm cool if you get kidnapped."
Yeah. So
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not really a good segue from that, but I mean, yeah, I guess. Do you remember?
Better than the video about to make in a second. So.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's gonna be a whole thing. But do you remember any like plot lines? I know there's one that you kind of remember from like later on in the show.
Okay, so let me see if I can remember some plot lines.
Like and by the way, for this, like a plot line is just like defined as like something that like is more than one episode.
Yeah. So obviously the Ghost Freak thing. Let me think. I mean, there is one that's technically a plot line. I feel like we should talk about it. I'm pissed we have to talk about it now. That like spider monkey that shows up. I feel like we should just talk about it now. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, get it out of the way. So yeah, do you want to like explain our like adventure with this one?
Yeah. So I remember I saw this episode. I don't remember like. I remember Peter meets the spider. Not Peter. Sorry.
No. Spider-Man, Spider Monkey. There you go.
Yeah. I remember Ben meets this spider monkey. And I don't exactly remember. I remember they go to like not a museum, but they go to a place and steal this thing. But he lies about like what they're stealing. We find out he's a bad guy. I remember type of thing. And then I remember like it's like an orb or something. I'll just say I don't know exactly what it is, but I remember
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember he doesn't come. Like Ben pulls a switcheroo pretty much. He goes back with like the lawn thin, and then like the main villain, whoever he was putting this thing to, was like, yeah. He's like, I don't know what. Basically, he's like, I don't know what happened. They got switched. Like, well, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences. So he says something like that, and like it's implied that the guy died. I remember we were talking about this like on the phone.
It's implied that the villain melted him alive.
And I remember I was saying to you, obviously because it's a kid's show, they don't want to say that, but like it's implied that he like died and stuff like that. So there's no way he's coming
it's
back.
He died horrifically. Like no way out of it.
The reason this is a plot line that we talked about, because I remember you want to tell the story about you told me this type of thing.
Oh yeah, wait, how did I tell you? I think I was just like, he died, and then I was just like, oh no, he's alive.
I was just like, wait, no, but you mean like they want you to think he's alive? I remember I was like, no, he comes. You were like, no, he legitimately comes back, and I remember I was like, we spent like a ton of time talking about this. Like, I was like, wait, no, but there's no way he didn't come back.
Totally died. He totally died. It's like, yeah, I know he totally died, but he just shows up again. Like, hey guys, I'm still alive, I guess somehow.
And I think I remember I was asking you, like, do they ever bring it up again? Like,
no, they don't even bring it up. He's just like, hey, I'm here now.
I was like, what? Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
I remember too. Like we spent like, I think like too. I was like so speechless. Like I didn't even know like what to say. Like when
we spent like 10 minutes, just ranting about it. Like how that's so dumb. It's like he clearly died, and then he just like comes back. Like, hey guys, what's up, man? Hope you didn't miss me too much.
I was like, yeah, well, we probably missed you, but you shouldn't be here right now. Like,
Yeah. And it's real. No one even asks, like, how are you not dead? He's just like, no one brings it up.
I mean, I was like, to be fair, I was like, how is he like it? I remember too, I was so mad that you told me about it because that would have been like great content for the channel. Like, if like,
Oh, yeah, I've been like, what the fuck? How is this dude here?
yeah, like it would have been like, I mean, we didn't do a live reaction to it. Well, like my reaction when like Hank found out Walt was Eisenberg type of thing, it would have been like that levels of reaction, but worse, obviously. Not worse, but obviously it'd be a ranty one.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, it'd be like the near rant we went on when he discovered Mikami.
By the way, that would have been like the worst rant. I think even since the death.
I'm pretty sure
Netflix
during that episode we like paused it and be like, nope, that's bullshit. He sucks.
Yeah, I remember too. Like right when that happened, we were kind of iffy on Neo when that happened. And then right when that happened, we were like, wait. I remember too. We paused and I remember you were the look on your face when Neo found out Mickey was like, no, that's bullshit. Like, come on.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen that episode, so I was like, I mean, like Neo's like whatever. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's like fine, I guess. And then that happened. I was like, no, fuck this guy. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I remember too. Neo was so bad. He actually made Misa like a better. Like we completely forgot how bad of a character like Misa was.
But I knew the ending, so I knew he fucking won in the end. So I was like, this motherfucker. You didn't know if he won yet or not.
Yeah,
and I was like, how? I hate that I know he lives. I hate that I know he doesn't die in the end.
Yeah. And we was the last episode kind of too, because Neo pulls more bullshit in like the last episode too.
Oh yeah, that whole second half of the show, it's Neo doing bullshit.
Yeah, but like this rant though, back to the Spider Monkey coming back, you and I would have had a field day with that.
Oh yeah, we would have been like, fuck this guy. I wish he got melted with acid.
Not that we wish, like you got melted with acid, dude. What do you?
Yeah. And by the way, this is a storyline, quote unquote. Like he comes back for one episode and then we never see him again. So it's like, what's even the point? Just keep him dead.
Wait, but you asked the question, the plot line. This is why I mentioned this.
Yeah, I know. This is technically a plot line because it's more than one episode, but it's fucking stupid.
Let's see what else is like a plot line that happens though. I wouldn't say a plot line, but I remember they build storylines around Gwen and Kevin like getting together. Like it's built very.
Oh yeah, they have like a romance.
Because I don't remember like the specifics of it. I remember they have I just remember that they have one. Let me think. What else is like a plot line? Okay, so I think
there's one you're familiar with involving Kevin.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. Well, not even Kevin. There's one where like this guy tries to come in and like he tries to get like all this stuff. He's trying to make like this weapon or something. And I remember like it's like built up for a while. Like Ben tries to beat him, but like he wins all like the battles. And I remember I don't think I saw that episode because I think that's an episode you watched without me. But I remember like they're able to stop him. I think it's Kevin that stops him. I think, and like it makes Kevin bad somehow. And that's the one like I think we're talking about where Ben had not even that he has to make the choice. Ben basically just wants to kill Kevin type of thing, and everybody else is trying to talk him out of it, pretty much. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's the general.
I mean, it's not necessarily. I mean, that the Kevin part's not the plot line, but the way like that it happens, like, is the big plot line type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big thing. Yeah, that takes up a while.
I remember that's like the whole season, not the whole season.
It's technically two plot lines. Yeah, like the first guy they beat, and then Kevin turning bad. That's like a second plot line.
And I think we talked about this because when I talk about this, like it would have been cool because if you had switched the roles, you would put Ben 10 in the Avatar universe at the end, and Avatar and like and Aang in the Ben 10 universe, like all that stuff. Like the show would have been like
yeah, they're like completely two opposite things. Where Aang's like, I don't want to kill him, and everyone's like, nah, dude, fuck him up. And Ben's like, I'm gonna fuck him up, and everyone's like, no, Ben, like, don't.
So you could have just taken Aang and put him in Ben. Like, yeah, we're not gonna kill him. It's like, yeah, great, we're not gonna kill him. Like,
yeah, Ben's like murder. I'll do it for free.
Yeah. That would have been a nice fight, though. I think I wonder if Ben would have destroyed the Fire Lord. Like,
I don't know actually. Yeah, that's a good question. Would Heat Blast get boosted from Sozin's Comet?
Yeah, and what happens if he doesn't go? I was just saying, what happens if he doesn't go Heat Blast? But I guess that doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you just do something else.
And then what would happen? If they fought in the what's it called?
In Ben 10? I have no clue.
I
I don't know who would win, Aang versus Kevin.
Yeah, I was gonna say like what would happen if Fahim Blast was in the Day of the Black Sun, like would he?
Oh yeah, would he just like shut off? Like I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. So anyhow, but yeah, so I remember that's a big thing that happens. I like that we spent like 2 seconds talking about that plot, and that was good. We spent like what 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was like 2 seasons worth of shit, and then like the Spider Monkey thing is like 2 episodes.
And we spent like 5 minutes talking about it. Like
yeah.
But technically, it's a plot. It qualifies as a plot line. So
yeah, it lasts more than 1 episode for some fucking reason.
Yeah, but
it's one of those things where it's like, of all the things to bring back, that's what you bring back.
He melted. He died. Like
yeah, he's like clearly he's just dead, and it's like he just comes back like, "Hey guys, what's up?" That happens a few times where someone's like absolutely dead, and they just come back for some reason. They're just like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
So can we say that's a plot line too? There's some guy coming back.
Oh yeah, well that there's one episode tied to Ghost Freak where Ben as Ghost Freak basically murders a guy, and then he just comes back later, and he's like, "Hey guys, hey, I'm alive." But then he comes back again as a zombie, so I guess he died off screen again. And then came back as a zombie off screen. It's like, what the fuck is with this guy?
Does it happen to Spider Monkey, or is he like fully back and everything like that too? Like, is he at least a zombie? Or
yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's weird. It's like this clown dude. Like Ben kills him. He blows up. And everyone treats him like he's dead. He's like, oh man. You killed him. They don't say killed him, but like they basically say it.
Yeah.
Then he comes back when Ben's 15. It's been 5 years. He's just back again. Then he disappears again, and then he comes back like as a zombie.
So it's a plot. So that qualifies as a plot line, AJ. That qualifies as a plot.
Yeah, I guess so. The fucking just this guy not dying when he's died, but then dying when he's not dead. It's
you
weird.
love, by the way, you asked it like, oh, is there any plot lines you remember? You're probably thinking I'm going to talk about all this stuff, and I'm talking about people who should have died and coming back.
Yeah, just dying and not dying and stupid shit. Yeah,
I like how I mentioned that's the plot line. I'm like, yeah.
You know how Avatar has like the jet joke where it's like, did Jet just die? I don't know. It's kind of unclear. Ben has like 50 of those. Or it's like, did he die? It's like, fucking, I don't know, man.
They put him back. It was never clear. Put him back.
Yeah, I guess so. And never clear. Even if we see him die on screen, he just comes back anyway.
It's a kid's show. It's not like they're gonna know they're dead anyways.
Yeah. I remember Cartoon Network. I remembered.
Think about it, AJ, by the way. You're going to be telling your kids, back in my day, it was never made clear if somebody died, so they just brought them back anyway. You're going to be telling your kids and all that.
Why not?
And then they're gonna see like people die on their shows. Well, back in my day, it was never clear if people died. They just brought them back anyways.
That's gonna make me the grumpy grandpa being like, back in my day, they could just kill someone, shoot him in the face, and he comes back next episode.
And then like your kid's gonna be like, wait, what do you mean? That's stupid. It's like, no, it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I love seeing people die and then just come back like it's no big deal. People die when they're killed.
Yeah. It's awesome. Well, it's not awesome, but like, yeah. But yeah, I bet when you went with that question today, you were thinking, okay, he's gonna mention this. You didn't think the first thing I would mention is that Spider Monkey coming back and all that type of stuff. Like,
yeah, I totally forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, right, this bullshit.
You were thinking like, oh, and it's not even a plot line. I just remember he comes back, so it's like.
By the way, I do like Ben 10. For all the ranting about how the show sucks, I actually like Ben 10.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought we would be ranting the next video we're gonna make. I feel like we ranted more than I thought.
Oh god, yeah. Video. Oh yeah. After this, we got a whole adventure.
Yeah, that's worse than the last episode.
Yeah. So you brought up the episode with Big Chill giving birth. Do you remember any other like one-off episodes?
So we did talk about it. Obviously, this is the original, so I'll talk about that. I remember it's like the early because I remember we talked about it. It's an episode I remembered, but you didn't remember. I remember there's an episode where they go to like I don't know how they I forget how they're related, but they go to like his grandma's or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's not his grandma. It's like Uncle Max. Fuck, you got me saying Uncle Max now. Damn it.
Grandpa.
Yeah, it's like Grandpa Max's like sister or cousin.
Yeah, and then like I remember like the town like takes over like they're like aliens, but and they take like the forms of like them and like they're gonna do something with them. I remember that's a one-off. When they get trapped, I remember there's an episode where Ben and Gwen get trapped in like a video game.
Well, before that, the old people one. At the end of the episode, they hint that like, oh, not all the aliens are dead. They're coming back, and then we never see him again.
So yeah.
So it's like you bring back the monkey dude who died 100%, and you just bring him back anyway. But this episode that like clearly set up that like they're coming back, and they never come back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, thanks, Ben 10. Appreciate it.
But yeah, then I remember this episode where they get trapped in a video game, and I remember that was cool because like when they were in the video game, they talk to like one of the characters, like becomes their friend. Like he actually think it's like real life because it kind of is to him, but like Ben's trying to like talk about it like it's a video game type of thing. So I remember that.
Yeah.
That was cool. I remember too, like Ben had
that like a lot of cartoons did this. Like Jimmy Neutron did a go into the game. Fairly Odd Parents did it.
yeah.
Danny Phantom did it.
I know SpongeBob did it, but that was like, but they kind of relate to that. Atlanta Square Panis technically was the one.
Oh yeah.
But they were it wasn't, but they were kind of late to the party type of thing.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents was early to the party, I think.
Yeah, that was like one of the first episodes. That was like early '90s, right?
Yeah. So.
Or not early, late '90s.
Because I remember like I think this is when gaming was always a thing, but this is kind of like when it became like popularized and all that type of stuff. Like when more people like did gaming and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was cool. I liked that like Ben didn't have the use of his Omnitrix. I think he had to like earn it as he went along, which is funny.
Yeah, they were like power-ups in the game.
Yeah, what would have happened like if like one of the villains in that like Finn picked it up by accident or something? Like he just walked into it.
That's what I wanted to see in the episode. I was really bummed out that only Ben got the aliens back.
Yeah, like I would have liked to see.
Like Gwen picked one up and she turned into an alien.
Or like the villain by accident turned into.
Oh yeah, the villain. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I remember there was a thing like where the computer couldn't get shut off, like the game couldn't get shut off, and like I remember the big thing that happened in the commercial was like Grandpa Max is like on the version of like he's about to shut it off, thinking they just left it on or something like that, and then like it's like a bit like they go to like. I mean, I didn't watch it on TV or anything, but I remember it's like they go to commercial thinking he's gonna shut it off or something like that. I don't remember what happens. Like there's something that's gonna happen. Like if it get like they get.
Yeah, you remember like the cliffhanger before the commercial break. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't remember exactly how they get out, but you know, what else are some one-offs episodes that I remember? There's an episode I remember where Ben gets like hypnotized, and obviously it's like a thing where like it seems like it's like part of a show, like when you go see like a regular hypnotist, but then we find out the guy's a villain, and he just has like people go steal stuff for him, and in a sense it backfires on Ben because little did he know he inadvertently hypnotized someone who has use of aliens and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like this guy hit the jackpot hypnotizing a kid who can turn into aliens. Yeah.
Which is weird because I remember you said 10 minutes. He was definitely alien more than 10 minutes when he was like going stealing stuff.
Yeah, stealing all that shit. Yeah. You know what's funny? Like the guy doesn't even question it. Like Ben turns into an alien and like steals something, and the hypnotist guy is like, "Huh? I thought I told the kid to do that, but sure."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even question it. He's just like, "Why did this alien obey me? Whatever."
Yeah. It's weird because he's like, wait, did I see it? I didn't see an alien like at my show or anything like that. Like,
yeah, I know, right? It's like he just doesn't question that at all. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. Let's see what else is some one-off episodes. I do think I remember there's an episode. It's certainly a one-off, but then when Gwen is able to use magic like for the first time and stuff like that. I don't remember. I know it happened. I guess I would have been. I guess I would have. I should have answered that in the last question you asked, but we were too busy talking about the spider monkey coming back. So
yeah, that is technically a one-off, but like it like becomes a thing later.
Obviously, when they go into the future, that's sort of a one-off, but then it becomes a thing later.
Well, there's technically 2 times where she like uses magic for the first time.
Okay.
Like the first time she just like uses magic because she gets like this like magic item.
Okay.
And then, like the second time, she like full on starts using magic. It actually takes place in Salem.
Okay, that makes sense.
She like steals like this witch's book with like spells in it.
Yeah, I remember there's an episode where she like trades bodies with somebody, like Gwen trades bodies.
That's the episode.
Okay. So that's how basically she's able to do it full
Yeah,
time.
and I like that episode as a kid because obviously, like, we're from Massachusetts, so
Yeah.
seeing a Salem episode was nice.
I mean, it's a one-off, but obviously the last episode where like Ben's zombie tricks is like messed up to the point where if he uses like the world could end type of thing.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
that was a movie.
He goes and meets like the creator of like the Omnitrix and all that type of stuff, which is cool.
I was gonna ask. So we brought up Spider Monkey, like Ben meeting like no, obviously Spider Monkey is alien, but he met like someone from Spider Monkey's race. Do you remember like there's a few times where Ben meets an alien that he can turn into. So do you remember any of those?
So I remember he meets the gray matter one because that's the one that makes the Omnitrix.
Yeah. Azimuth is a gray matter. He made the Omnitrix, which makes sense because gray matter is like super smart.
Yeah. Technically, we could say Ghost Freak because he turns evil. That counts, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts because that's literally his alien, not like another Ghost Freak.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't think of any others that he meets.
Oh, okay, there's a few, but you probably just don't remember, or you didn't see it.
Maybe I didn't see it. Those are the only ones I think I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew like versions of those aliens existed anyways, obviously.
Yeah, well, obviously, they're aliens, so like there's more of them out there, yeah.
But I didn't remember like he met like them and all that type of stuff. So
he'll just meet like, be like, oh hey, you're like one of Diamond Head's dudes.
Yeah. So
like you're like not literally Diamond Head, just like he's another like species of
And then let's see what else is like one-off things that happened that like I remember.
Do you remember like Ben unlocking new aliens?
Obviously, the first episode he does it. Not the first episode, but like the alien.
Well, he starts off with 10, but like, do you remember like an episode where he like gets a new one? No, okay.
So yeah, that would be an interesting one. Is it in Ben 10? He gets a new one too, like the regular show. Oh, I thought it was just like those 10, and then like later on.
No, even in the first show, he'll like get new ones sometimes.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Let's see what else is like a one-off thing that they did. So I feel like there is more. I don't know why I can't. Obviously, in Alien Force, when his parents find out that he has the Omnitrix, and they try to do everything they can to like basically stop it, but they eventually like accept.
Oh yeah, they like ground him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. Because I remember like he tries to go alien, and he gets like caught and all that type of stuff. He's like in Alien as he gets caught, type of thing. So it's like
yeah. Do you think you remember like Kid Ben or Teenage Ben more?
Let me see if I can go through some Teenage Ben ones. Probably Kid Ben because I feel like Teenage Ben is kind of like when we stopped hanging out as much because I think you had. I don't think you moved to Florida, but I think I don't know if you were watching it as much or like we just weren't watching it together as much. So I think like that's why,
probably.
But I feel like too. I did watch some of those episodes myself. Let me see if I can remember any other Alien Force. Also, it's tough to remember Alien Force and like the other because I remember he's like the same age and like both of them. So I remember if it's this one or that.
Yeah,
one.
and they have like the same art style. Like the original to the Alien Force, they like changed art styles.
Yeah, and like I remember so that's why it's also tough.
Yeah, they like blend together more. Yeah.
I remember I tried to watch the other one, but like the art style was completely different, and like Gwen didn't look like Gwen anymore. She looked completely different, and I like couldn't even watch it, type of thing. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's Omniverse, I think. Okay, well there's 5 so there's the original Ben 10, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, and then they did the reboot.
Okay, I don't think it was the reboot, so
yeah, so it's probably Omniverse.
Okay, and then I'm trying to remember like what else. Yeah, maybe I don't remember very much of Alien Force. I feel like that's obviously the first episode I remember because then that's when Kevin 11. I think he joins the group. I remember he starts bad, but then he becomes good because they have to like kind of take out a common enemy type of thing. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say. I know you remember that like Kevin was good and then turned bad. Did you remember that he was bad at first?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember like him being a villain at all in the original?
I don't think I ever saw him in the original. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just remember I think I only saw him in Alien Force, and I just remember you telling me that like he was in the original.
Yeah, he used to be an asshole.
Yeah, I don't even think he looked. I'm pretty sure he didn't even look like that, like normal or anything like that, like in the
Yeah.
originals too. So I wonder how that happened. By the way, all of a sudden, like he just looks normal now, type of thing.
Oh yeah. Well, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Hope it doesn't just happen, type of thing. Like it's just,
Yeah.
But what else? I really can't think of a lot of other like Alien Force ones that I can think of. So
Okay, that's fine. Do you remember like that? Like the watch looks different in Alien Force.
I do remember that. I remember they get it off somehow, but we didn't. I don't think we actually know. I think it just is off, type of thing.
No, yeah, it's just like it starts off with Ben like he took it off like a couple years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
so
remember how.
you remember? So you remember that you can't take off the Omnitrix like normally.
Yeah, I remember like he tried to take it off. I remember, but I don't remember how they get it off because obviously I remember, and that's why I remember you can't take it off normally. So I don't remember how like he got it off, type of thing.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they ever reveal it. I think it's just like they found a way to do it, and like because Ben wanted to like start living a normal life.
Yo, and then I remember, so I remember he doesn't even have the Omnitrix like on, for like the first like half of the episode. Like it's a big decision whether or not like he has to put it on, type of thing.
Yeah, because like once you put it back on, like it's on.
Yeah, so I remember too, like he kind of has no choice but to put it on. Like it's like a big thing that's going on, like a big villain in their face, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to put this on now, pretty much at this point." So
yeah.
I don't know what all the villains were doing in that time. There was like a time skip, all that type of. I guess they just left him alone, type of thing. It's like, oh, we're just gonna. That's always when I think it's funny it happens in time skip, but like they just live normal lives, and then it's like,
yeah,
oh,
they
the
just like
stop
doing evil shit.
Yeah, and then the cameras then like the cameras are rolling, type of thing, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah, they just don't do anything when the cameras are off. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I like the Breaking Bad time skip, because at least shit's still kind of going on, like during the Breaking Bad. Like, yeah, not as much as going on, but like shit's still like happening.
Yes, there is some stuff happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought it was funny in the original Ben 10 because like they're on a road trip. Like every stop, like every time they come across like a villain, it's like completely random. It's like, man, it's a good thing they're here when this happens because otherwise, like, fucking, I guess that guy just goes free.
I know. That would be fun.
Like, a few times, like, the world's gonna end. It's like, man, it's a good thing they just happen to be here, or else the Earth gets exploded.
I know. That's why I do like in Avatar, like, while there's road trip stuff, at least like some of that stuff like was going on. Like I remember when they go to meet when Aang meets this spirit, the spirit had been like attacking at least like every night, type of thing. It wasn't just like, okay, it's just
it wasn't like just there because of Ben. Yeah, it's like it had been a thing for a while.
Yeah, or like like the drill. I mean, I guess you could say the drill was that way, but at least like the Fire Nation had been planning that anyways. Like it was going to happen.
Like, they had been like building up like Aang's going to Bossing Say for a while.
Yeah, but you could, and they knew Aang was going there, but like they were just like, fuck it, we'll just have this, we'll just put this drill in there also. Just why not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of lucky that Aang woke up like before Sozin's comet.
Yeah.
Like if Aang was in the iceberg for another year, like I guess the Fire Nation wins.
Yeah. So it's, but at least well, like
I mean, like it's plot. Like it's like there's got to be a story.
Well, imagine he woke up a month before the comet. Like they would have been.
Oh yeah, then he has no time to do anything.
Yeah. Or like a day before the comet. It's like, well.
Oh yeah, well it's like, well, I woke up just to die.
Yeah.
So, do you remember any of the villains? So, of course, you remember, like, Kevin was a villain for a while. Do you remember any of the other villains?
Isn't there a villain named Vilgax?
Yep, you're right.
I don't remember what he does, but I remember that's a name, so...
Yeah, he's, like, the main dude for a lot of it.
Yeah, obviously, I don't remember the name, but the villain, obviously, that, like... that sets up Kevin becoming the villain, like, later on and stuff, like, that they do.
Oh, yeah, him, yeah.
The spider monkey that comes back for no reason.
Oh yeah, he's a villain technically, yeah.
I'm trying to do like, I obviously remember there is a villain in the episode where he goes meet the creator of the Omnitrix. I don't remember who the villain is that they fight.
It's Vilgax.
Okay, so
yeah. So
let's see.
A lot of the show is like, haha, it was actually me, Vilgax, doing it the whole time.
Yeah. Kevin 11 was obviously one. I'm pretty sure the person that Gwen switches bodies with in that episode is actually a villain type of thing.
Yeah, she is.
And then I guess we can't really say that alien that like gets pregnant. That really isn't a villain type of thing. Because,
No, yeah, it's not a villain.
Yeah. I don't remember the villain in the movie. I just remember Ben turns bad, but I don't remember the villain obviously in the movie type of thing. So yeah, I can't think of any more villains obviously off the top of my head. So.
So I guess at this point,
obviously, well, Ghost Freak obviously too.
Oh yeah. So go to Messenger, and I guess we'll have you guess like a couple of the things there.
So Heat Blast, I already know, so
yeah,
we don't need to. Okay, so do you want me to like go from like top to bottom type of thing?
Yeah, sure. Well, I don't remember what order I sent it in, so just like describe it. Real quick.
So there's this alien that like looked like he goes like maybe underwater, and he's got like a light on his head, and he's
yeah.
I couldn't even tell you the name. Aquatui, I don't even know. Like,
no, not a quatery.
Yeah, he looks like he goes in water. So
yeah, he does.
So do you want to just tell me the name, or do you want to just
Ripjaws?
Ripjaws?
Yeah,
he's
one of the original 10 that Ben has. So
okay, so we see Heat Blast.
Yep.
Is this Vilgax the one I'm thinking that it is? Not the next one, but the one after that. Not the one after Heat Blast, but there's one. Oh, yeah, you can't show it.
Yeah, the squid head. Yeah, that's Vilgax.
That's Vilgax. Now the very last one you sent me, is that the alien? Is that Kevin after he becomes bad?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the first. Is this the villain that they try to try to face?
No, that's also Kevin.
Yeah, but is this the villain that they try to get to like? Oh, this is Kevin too.
Yeah.
So you sent me Kevin twice.
Yeah, I know that was going to be like a trick question of like. Okay. You know,
I do like, by the way, I like how I didn't go in order. I was like, oh, is this Kevin the last one? And then I'm
you didn't go in order, so I was like, I guess I'll just tell you they're both Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of cool that I mean, obviously there's a little bit of a difference, but it's kind of cool that like it goes.
Yeah, well, it's like Kevin's whole thing is like he mutates.
Okay.
Like in the first show, that's like what he looks like after he becomes a monster. Then he becomes normal again, and then he becomes a monster again later.
Okay, that's cool. So, yeah. All right. So those are all the aliens. I think
I guess. So I had two more things where I wanted to get to, where it's like memories you have of just like us like watching the show. Like if you remember any like what we were doing or like whatever. Like I remember the Cartoon Network games.
Yep. So I remember there's a Cartoon Network game. This is a pretty cool one where you can make your own levels and stuff like that. It was kind of like it was basically Mario Maker if you think about it, but like it was Ben 10 if you think about it type of thing. So I remember that one. What other games? Obviously the game that we play like Alien Force. We never got that far into it, but I remember you say like in a way that game actually follows plots. Like there's a thing that Ben can do in that game, or something happens in that video game that leads to the show later on and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah. So, that's for the Wii. It's funny. I just found that in my closet like 2 weeks ago.
So how are we gonna, how are we gonna rule that? Like when we get to the review, are we gonna like review the game? We gotta play the game.
It's not that important. It's just kind of just like, oh hey, that's from the game.
Okay. Were you just like happy to watch a let's play of like when you get the power type of thing, and like
sure, that's fine.
Okay. And then what else games did we play? I remember those one game specifically. I remember we played this game, and we would always come close to beating it, but never beat it. We have to
Is the one where you were like accelerate and you kept like running around?
Not that one, but there's a game. Do you remember you have to like go through and do like side missions to get, and you can only be like that alien doing the side missions. You have to get all like the aliens in the Omnitrix.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, where you kept running around to get it, and like you just couldn't, just like barely missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember there's one thing that happens that's complete bullshit. You fight this villain at the end, after you have all the aliens and everything like that. And this is when the Omnitrix times out. I remember I was gonna make it onto the platform, like I was flying around and everything like that. And you only have like one chance to do this, by the way. If you fail this level, you fail the whole game, type of thing. You have to go through the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, because Cartoon Network games were brutal for some reason.
Yeah, I remember we were gonna make it onto the platform, but the guy got in the way. Like, it's not like he was shooting at us or anything. He was legitimately in the way. There was no other way we could get back on there. And of course, we turned it normal, and the logs timed out, and we lost the game. And I remember your reaction. You were like, "Oh, come on, we would have made it if it wasn't for him, because we were gonna make it onto the platform."
Yeah.
It was like one of those things. I felt like too, like I had to like beat him on there. It was like he like just like beat us there too. Like he was like coming this way type of thing. Like it was like
a core memory of just like, oh god, this is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life.
And it has, like, and then I think that I don't think I've ever played that game ever since that happened. By the way, too, I've never played it. It was like the last time I ever played that game.
Yeah, it made you just quit. You were just like. Sat in a corner and cried like I'm.
I think you went. I remember. I think you went to bed afterwards too. I think it was so bad.
I was like, I'm gonna go like cry and never wake up. But
yeah, funny thing is, you got up before.
Me was just devastated.
Yeah, I remember you too. I think you woke up before me. You woke me up the next day too.
Yeah, we're like, come on.
I think you would have. I think like, come on, let's play this game again. Like, no, we're not playing. We're not playing, and I'm not in the mood for that today, too. Like, I was like,
just like pass. I'd rather do literally anything else.
Yeah,
I'd rather eat rocks.
Yeah, it was bad. But let's see what else.
Well, you remember like the DVD of like of the movie skipping over and over.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember. I don't know if I'll just share this real quick. So when I started watching Ben 10, I like just caught a random episode and I started watching it.
Yep.
And I thought it was like Danny Phantom, where like you don't actually see like him get his powers.
Yeah.
But then I remember like we were at our grandfather's summer cottage.
Yep.
And then I like turned on the TV and it was like the first episode. I was like, oh no way, this is how he got his watch.
Oh, so I didn't realize that was been the first time you saw it then. So.
Yeah. I remember I was with you, so that was a cool thing.
Oh, so I didn't realize we saw the first episode like you saw the first episode for the first time like with me. That's pretty.
Yeah,
cool. So, obviously I remember watching the movie together. I remember watching obviously the episode where he meets like the creator of the Omnitrix type of thing.
Yeah, that's also a movie too. It's not a live action movie, but it's a movie.
Yeah, I remember too. We meet the first we meet one person. And we think that's the person that invented the Omnitrix, but we find out it's actually not that person type of thing. So,
oh yeah, it's like a bait and switch. Gotcha.
Yeah, like I don't remember what she does. I remember she was like, I think she didn't completely create it, but I remember she does something like with the Omnitrix. Like there's a reason we think it's her that created type of thing. I don't remember what it is, but and the thing I remember liking about the show is like Ben and Gwen are always like bickering at each other when they're younger, but when they're kind of older, they're kind of like they're more friendly towards. Like they still bicker, but it's not like in your face as much.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad you brought that up because like in the first show, it's like obnoxious how every episode they're fighting.
Yeah,
but once they're like older, they're they'll still bicker sometimes, but like they're a lot more chill.
Yeah, I definitely think I know it's a kid show, but I definitely think it definitely changes to like an audio. That's why they don't bicker as much. Like because
like Ben is like as a 10-year-old is a lot like more like he acts like a 10-year-old. He's a little shit sometimes.
Yeah.
But when he's older, he's like he'll still be a little asshole, but he's more mature.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do remember that. I don't remember exactly why they're just going on this road trip type of thing. Like, obviously he's spending like the summer with his grandfather, but I don't remember like what the reason is for it. So,
what was really the reason? It was just like took him on a road trip.
Yeah. So, I remember his grandfather like goes to not jail, but it's like called jail, but it's like alien version of jail. Like, he goes to jail like several times. Like he doesn't go to jail, but there's like there's like an alien version of like jail or something. It's like a villain where like the villains throw the
his grandfather doesn't go. No.
Are you sure? I thought he got like sucked in there like by accident type of thing. Like
Ben does once, and like Kevin was in there for a while.
I thought like his father like his grandfather like tried to put a villain in there, but he accidentally gets like he has to basically like put himself in there also type.
Oh no, it's so Grandpa Max was trying to send a villain, and like Ben got caught in it.
Okay, I
So
thought it was
Ben
his
had to get
grandfather.
out.
Okay, so I remember this big. I remember those times you don't even see his they give like a reason why we don't see his grandfather as much. Like,
Oh well, that's a separate thing.
Okay,
You,
so
you just like mixed up two different like episodes basically.
okay,
Yeah, because like Grandpa Max does send a villain to the like alien jail, and it's called the Null Void. And there's like later on, like he goes missing for a while.
okay,
And you know
okay.
that's why Kevin joins the main group. Like Grandpa Max kind of like leaves the main characters,
Yeah.
and then Kevin kind of takes a spot.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of other things I remember doing with you, type of thing.
Which do you prefer? Like so, you know, Ben and Gwen are like the main characters, but like, do you prefer like Grandpa Max as part of the trio or Kevin as part of the trio?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I like them both a part of the trio.
Of course, it's like two different things. You know, like
I know.
Grandpa Max is like the guardian, the supervisor. He's like the responsible one.
Yeah.
And then Kevin is kind of like the delinquent, like getting into trouble guy.
I would probably say Kevin, just because like they're all the same age, and obviously too because Ben and Gwen are older, they're not bickering as much, so it's like the dynamic kind of works. I feel like too. I feel like too. If Ben and Gwen had been the age that they were now, and Max was a part of it, it would be more tougher to say. I feel like because you know, but I did think I did like Max a part of it. You know, it just sucks if also
I like both. Yeah.
Yeah, I like both, but if I had to say like which one I liked a little bit more, I remember like the Kevin ones. But I also like because they built the romantic storyline between like Kevin and Gwen type of thing. So
Yeah,
I think too. I remember.
Sorry,
I remember for like a while too, like because Gwen obviously doesn't do much. Obviously, like she's always just kind of like she's not just there, but like she can't really do anything like superpower wise, like because she doesn't even get her magic for like a while in the original show type of thing. Like she's not really.
Yeah, she doesn't get her magic till like season 3, I want to say.
Yeah, that does sound
maybe season 2.
So she's kind of like out of commission. Like it's really Max and Ben that kind of have to like do everything type of thing. So, yeah.
It's really the difference of like, do you prefer like the family dynamic or like the friends dynamic? I think I prefer Kevin part of the group, because like they're all like the same age.
Yeah. Obviously, I would like the family dynamic, like I said, if they would just if they had been older type of thing. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's like Grandpa Max is just like so much more like responsible comparatively,
Yeah.
And like, Ben and Gwen can be really annoying, and he's got to be like the parent, obviously, because he's the adult.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think I prefer Kevin. Of course, I love Max, but as the main characters, I like Kevin.
Now I remember in one of them, Gwen and like Kevin are like Ben does his complete. I only watched like the first episode. Like Ben's completely doing his own thing. Like Gwen's not even like a main character like anymore, type of thing. So
yeah, that's the fourth one, Omniverse, where Gwen and Kevin like move.
Okay.
And then like another guy becomes like it's not just Ben. Like another guy comes in, he becomes Ben's partner.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that much of Omniverse when it was coming out. I remember it was like coming out like the year I moved.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like you did see a little bit. Like I remember like I watched like a little bit of it like when we were at like our cousin Summer's house.
Yep.
So like I think you did see a little bit of it, but not much.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of phased out. Like I think Gwen's like in the first episode and not much else afterwards.
Yeah.
So
and that's also around the time that like I didn't. It's not that I didn't like the show anymore. It's just I stopped watching cable and I moved. Just like a lot of things happened. I just like stopped watching it as much.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to kind of go back, like, to see what that shows.
Because like I've seen like every episode of the first 3 series, and then like Omniverse, I didn't see everyone. So when we finally get to it, it'd be cool to like see what I missed.
Yeah, have you seen the reboot?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to judge it, but I've heard it's not good.
Okay.
So but we'll get to it.
Yeah. Does the show have Does the show? I mean, it's a sec asking this, but does the show have an ending? Like, it's not like the Fairly Odd Parents where it doesn't get an ending.
Yeah, it's not the perfect ending.
Is it like the Danny Phantom ending where it's an ending?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would have preferred it if it ended at like if the fourth one had Ultimate Aliens ending.
Okay.
Because Ultimate Alien has had a really good ending. I like Omniverse, but like, it's just I guess it's hard to describe it. It's just like put the final episode of Ultimate Alien at the end of Omniverse, and I would have preferred it a lot more.
Okay.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Okay. Kind of like Chief Yagami's death of in Death Note.
Yeah, if it was just a little bit later, I would have liked that more. Yeah, pretty much. Same.
All right. Anything else we got to?
Yeah, I just I thought I'd say some really weird shit that happens in the show, and then you'll just have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you look forward to it. So Ben turns into Hulk Hogan. Like an alien that just talks like Hulk Hogan. That is his thing. That'll
be an interesting episode since I'm the wrestling guy. So
yeah. And then a bad guy eats a baby. Kevin faints. Ben jumps down the alien's throat and bursts out his stomach.
Okay.
That is the thing that happens.
Okay.
Another episode, Ben is just like jamming a screwdriver into the watch, and it like breaks, and then he just like turns into like fusion aliens.
I remember this. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, so like forearms and stink fly together. Yeah. But like it sucks because like the wings aren't like strong enough to carry forearms.
Okay, yeah, I do remember this now. Yeah.
So Kevin was originally a mutant, but then he was an alien, but then he was a half alien, but then he was a mutant again.
Okay. I do remember there's something else going back to that thing, because we talked about this. I remember this episode where like Ben has a cold and it like affects his alien type of thing. Like he can't do as much stuff. So that kind of goes with that Ben being like mixed type of thing. I don't know if you have that written down.
Oh yeah, like his human self will like affect his aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of that happens a bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's one episode where I just had it. Fuck. Oh yeah, where they become elves and Grandpa Max becomes Santa.
Okay.
That happens. That is a thing that happens.
That baby one, but you should have ended with that one because that was the weirdest thing I heard, I think.
Yeah. There's one episode where they go on spring break and some aliens are like shitting gold.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens for some reason. The Hulk Hogan one was the one I was looking forward to telling you the most because you're a wrestling fan. And he's like, oh, by the way, that alien is like the favorite out of like all the voice actors, like Ben's voice actor, Gwen's voice actor, and Kevin's voice actor.
Hulk
Hogan, he's my favorite.
Does Hulk Hogan actually come in and like voice him too?
No, he's not Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so it's not Hulk Hogan. Okay.
Like his whole thing is like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna, like that's he's always saying like, let me tell you something.
That's weird, yeah. So I wonder, like, if they watch wrestling, like an old wrestling match with Hulk Hogan in it or something like that. That's
there's a lot of episodes that like take influence from like other stuff. Like, there's one episode that's like that's like inspired, like it's like The Cube. Have you ever seen The Cube?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's like same thing where they get trapped in a cube that's like a bunch of death traps.
Okay.
And of course, like Ben takes a lot of like inspiration from like comic books, so there's a lot of like comic book stuff in there. Yeah. Ben's middle name is Kirby, which is a reference to Jack Kirby. He's a big famous comic artist.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like it's that pink thing that like we see type of thing too. You know that pink like thing? Oh, you don't know about it? It's like a video game character within like Kirby. It's like a pink thing.
Oh, Kirby. No. Not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So his full name is Benjamin Kirby Tennyson.
Okay. Not a bad name actually.
No, it's pretty cool. Grandpa Max gets in a dunk tank, and it turns out the dunk tank is the fountain of youth.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then Ben also gets splashed with it, and he becomes a baby.
Okay.
Good time, and like same thing with Cold, where it's like his aliens are now babies too.
And like, does he have the mind of a baby, or is he just a baby type of thing?
Well, like kind of like he acts like younger, yeah.
Okay, but he
But
doesn't.
like he doesn't lose his memories, but like yeah, he acts younger.
Okay.
Like Grandpa
Like,
Max too, like he becomes 10, and like he just acts more like a 10-year-old, but he still remembers like being their grandfather.
okay, but it's not like a Phineas and Ferb, but like if you remember, they get shot with a ray type of thing, and they completely turn into babies type of thing. Like it's not like that.
Yeah, no,
anything
no, no.
like that.
Well, Ben's like 4, like he's not like a baby. He's like a toddler.
Okay. Yeah, that would be an interesting episode.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like really weird ones.
We're watching this show, and we like this show, and if you listen to this out of context, it makes people not want to watch this. And you know what? This doesn't sound too weird to me because think about what we're about to talk about and what we just saw.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm just trying to like say all this weird stuff, so like you're like when you like see it, it's like oh that's what he meant, kind of thing.
Yeah, but like
why?
I'm not too weirded out because think about what we just watched.
After this, we got to review the best show ever.
Yeah,
our most viewed video for some fucking reason.
Like my first viewed video I think I've ever had on history of YouTube.
By far, you could combine all of our videos, and I think you still wouldn't be able to beat it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, you know what? I'm glad that's our legacy. Okay, well, last thing. I guess we'll just pick our favorite aliens.
So yeah, that's a tough one for me because I only know like a few.
I've
always liked.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've always liked Heat Blast. I've always liked Forearms. Those were like the ones and Gray Matter. Those were like the ones. And obviously, I don't think it's my favorite, just because like I might like them better when I'm an adult versus seeing them as like a kid. The one that like. Because I feel like you didn't send me this alien. The like one that doesn't have eyes but like has senses where like it could sense you there and all.
Oh yeah, Wildmutt. Yeah.
Yeah, I might like Wildmutt better as like an adult versus as a kid.
Yeah, maybe I haven't seen the show in a long time. He was one of my like least favorites, honestly.
Yeah.
So, but maybe I'll warm up to him now that I'm older.
I remember too. He's like one of the He's like one of the aliens they use in like the live action one too. He's like one of the last aliens he turns into. Because I remember.
Yeah, he's like the last one used in that movie. Yeah.
I remember like when they go to do like a magic show and they're like trying to do the magic show, but they're like, okay, we're gonna wait this magic show now, but like the Omnitrix hadn't timed out yet, so they had to like improvise the magic show pretty much.
Oh, so you do remember more of that movie? You just had to remember Wildmutt.
Yeah. I remember, like, good thing the Omnitrix timed out. Imagine the Omnitrix didn't time out for a while, type of thing. Like,
yeah, it's just like, oh, now he'll sit under this blanket for a couple minutes, and then he'll be a human.
Yeah, and they have to like sit there and wait, type of thing. Like,
yeah. So I guess in the original series, my favorites were Upgrade and
okay.
I really like Ghost Freak. I'm surprised Ghost Freak was one of your favorites because you're a big like horror fan.
Well, I didn't see a lot of Ghost Freak though. So.
Oh yeah, like when Ben was him. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I think the only time I saw him was obviously when they go when they go to see his aunt or type of thing. But he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't do much actually with Ghost Freak. I think he just kind of uses it to like sneak out type of thing. It really wasn't.
Yeah, he doesn't really use him that much, which I think is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
And Diamond Head, I guess he's one of my favorites in the original.
Oh yeah, now I remember that. I don't remember. I didn't remember that one, so
Yeah, he's got a head made of diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but Upgrade was my favorite in the original. He was like goopy. He could like control technology.
Okay. Oh yeah. If I remember that one, I probably would have said that one. I do kind of remember that one.
Yeah. And then in Alien Force, probably Goop. He's like a green acid dude. Chroma Stone, he's like kind of like Diamond Head, but he's like purple and pink, and he has different powers, but like he's like similar. He's like a rock guy.
Oh yeah, because I remember some of them like evolve type of thing, like they like a Pokemon type of thing.
Well, he's not Diamond Head. He's just like similar,
Yeah.
And Wrath, he's the Hulk Hogan dude.
Okay.
So Alien X, yeah, he's a really cool one.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see him when you see him. But
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that's a cool one.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We covered a lot. You remember more than I thought, so that's really cool.
I know how we made some. We made it some. I'm glad we made something out of this video. At least I'm glad that like it wasn't like a 10-minute thing. I think we could turn this into a
10
thing.
minutes. Funny.
But yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad we were able to make something out of this. I hope. I think we could actually turn this like into a series type of thing where we do.
Oh yeah, like I said, I really want to do this with Walking Dead because I think that'd be fun. Like just guessing, like because I know like stuff that's like really out of order and like I have no context for it.
I like to try this with Yellow Jackets. I don't think we should do it. I don't think we will do it with Yellow Jackets.
Just because I don't know anything about Yellow Jackets, so I don't think that really be that fun.
Yeah, but like I was gonna say Better Call Saul. That'd be cool to do it, but you kind of I feel like you've seen enough of Better Call Saul where like you can't really do a guessing game.
Yeah, I can't really do that either.
Like I guess maybe after season.
I definitely want you to say like weird stuff that I like don't understand.
Yeah,
like what I said about the Hulk Hogan in the Christmas episode.
Yeah, that would
like
be a cool
just
one.
like stuff that I don't understand until I see it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, so we have like a good framework now. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think we tried to make this video. I think that's why we tried to make this video as long as we did because we have to do the next video. Let's do some plugs. Is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Oof, I haven't been making YouTube videos, so maybe when I eventually actually start doing those.
Yeah. Do you want to plug like the next video we're gonna record? It'll already be out by then, but just to plug it anyway.
The sequel to our most acclaimed video. We do it once a decade. It's been what? When did we do that video? Like 2015?
Yeah.
So it's been
Almost
8 years in the making.
No.
Kiss Sis episode 2.
Well, we're not waiting this long again, by the way, to do this. Like,
yeah, no. Episode 3 will be in the 2030s. It's a 12-episode show. We'll be getting to the final episode when we're like 120.
If we last that long.
Yeah. No, we have to stay alive until we get to it. Like when we get to episode 12, like we'll just die. Be like, sweet release.
But yeah, I'm really not looking forward to doing that video. What did you make me watch, dude? Like,
oh god, it's weird as shit.
Had you seen that episode before, by the way?
Maybe when I was like 13.
Wow. Well, you had to watch that
I made it a couple episodes in, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
But anyhow, as for my stuff, you can check out obviously other stuff on this channel, our Breaking Bad and Death Note videos. I don't know if you want to watch them after watching this video now, though. They don't be able to translate too well anymore. but you can obviously check out other stuff on this channel. Obviously share this video so we can get to 1,000 subscribers because that'd be awesome. Check out Wrestling Fortune 44 for all your wrestling content. And check out the FTW main hub where like all our content will be going there as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. And we will talk to you guys later. Since this is being recorded in the past, we'll be talking to you guys in the future.